Hello, everybody. Today, I want to take you through one of my favorite go-to rotational exercises for clients. Whenever I do this exercise for clients, everybody raves. They love this exercise. It makes them feel so good. And I know that it's giving them a whole host of benefits. It gives them not only the good feels in their body, it helps them stretch in ways that's just really difficult for them to stretch in other ways on their own. And oftentimes this becomes a homework exercise for clients because it feels so good, they want to do it. And maybe you're already doing this exercise. But are you giving all the little nuggets and keys that can give them just a bit more to take away from this exercise? Let's get into it and I'll show you what it is. So this is a mat-based exercise. You're going to come down onto your mat. I call this your telescope arms. So you're going to lie down on your side. Knees are bent. And then your head is resting down on the mat. If that's uncomfortable, you can tuck a little pillow under there, but make sure it's wide enough so as you roll onto your back, your head has somewhere to roll onto the same level surface. Now this bottom shoulder should not be up in the ear. You want to tuck it back down in place so that it's directly underneath the other shoulder. Let your head rest down. This is easier to do without glasses, so off mine go. Now, hands will stack one on top of the other. Your shoulders, hips, and feet are about in one line with each other. Now, to initiate this exercise, let's actually start with a little forward rotation of the spine. So there are two ways to cue this. Let's take the first one. Often you'll hear, reach the top fingers farther than the bottom. This gives you a little bit of forward rotation. And let's just come back to start. The second option is to cue the nose. So rotate your whole body towards the floor so that your nose comes down and touches the floor. What I like about that cue is it gets you a little bit more into your cervical spine, which, as we know, is part of the spine, but when we're moving our body, sometimes we forget that the neck is part of the spine. So let's initiate with that first. Let's rotate the whole body towards the floor as your nose comes towards the floor. That's your forward rotation. Now let's go back in the opposite direction for the big yummy stuff. You're going to come back through the start. Keep rolling back, but let your top arm be heavy. The arm will drag across the body. You're going to continue. Once the hand comes about to the opposite armpit, you're going to let your top hip slide back as long as there are no SI joint issues. Let the top hip slide back. If the top knee needs to come up, that's fine. Can you get your back shoulder blade on the floor? If not, let it be heavy. And then unfold the arm all the way out to the other side. My door is in the way. You're going to unfold your entire arm. Look over the shoulder. Here, I'll just scooch my body. And then look over the shoulder all the way back to the hand. Now, in this position, you're going to let your ribs sink, the shoulder blade be heavy, and feel a stretch all the way across the front of the chest. Now to come back, curl the fingers into the body. Let it be heavy like a rag doll. It's just going to slide across the body. There's the smallest initiation from the core, but I wouldn't even cue it. And then come back to start, and then we go again. Rotate the whole body and nose towards the floor. And then coming back, can you keep the arm heavy? Drag it across the body. Can you bring that outside shoulder blade down heavy to the floor, looking back towards the hand? Now, by letting this top hip slide and open, you're allowing the tightest areas to get a little extra deeper stretch. We're not forcing a stretch. Gravity is doing the job of a stretch. And then return the hand in and bring it across back to the front. Now, if that does not feel good for the SI joint, because that could cause a little bit of shearing for some folks, you can keep the hips stacked. This would be my second favorite, but it's definitely number one if there are any SI joint sensitivity issues, whether it's either too compressed or too loose. Okay, so you would start the same way. Initiate by reaching the nose towards the floor. Obviously, the top hand goes forward. But then, as you bring the arm across the body, you're going to keep the hips stacked, and you could even stand behind them in order to make sure that that happens. So you're giving them a little wall. And then they're going to open out their chest as much as they can. Maybe their shoulder doesn't touch to the floor, but maybe it does. This is often very tight for many people. You can see it is on my body. And by keeping the top hip stacked, you're keeping the SI joint safe, stable, and then gravity is helping to pull and open everything out beyond that. So those are some extra special cues and tips for you if you're already doing the telescope arms with your clients. Keep doing it. They love it. But see if you can find a few of those extra little nuggets in there that really give them something to go wow over. There's usually at least one spot, if they don't say it out loud, you see it in their body where they just go, oh, thank you. I really needed that. So thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.